Hello, everyone. Today I'm joined by the newest addition to the 5E Advanced Materials team, Mr. Mark Zamek. Mark is the newly appointed Vice President of Commercial Products, and we'd like to give everybody an opportunity to get to know him better. We're also joined today by CEO Paul Weibel. Mark, Paul, how are you both doing today?
I'm good, Romeo. Thanks. Glad to be here.
Awesome. Now Mark, I got a couple questions for you, so I'm going to put you through the gauntlet if you don't mind. I got to ask, with over 20 years of experience in the mining industry, what drew you to the boron sector and what excites you most about joining 5E Advanced Materials?
Yeah, great question, Romeo. So 25 years ago, I entered into the borate space. And when I did that, the main producer was US Borax, and they operated the business kind of like a family business. They really took care of their employees and they were hyper customer focused. And I really loved that approach to running a business and that approach to the market. Over that 25 years with that company, things have changed rather dramatically. The business is really monopolized by two major players, Rio Tinto and Adamine. And they do operate today more as a monopoly. And in a monopoly situation, the customer is usually not the focus. Their focus typically right now is putting as much dollars in their pocket as possible. So when Paul called me, I was really, really quite, it was quite refreshing to see an approach where there was a focus back on the customer and a focus back on the employees. And under Paul's leadership, I've had a chance to meet the team here at the plant today. It really does feel like a family environment, similar to what when I joined, this sector 25 years ago. So that was very, very refreshing to see, and I think that with that approach, we can be super successful in the marketplace.
That's great to hear. Now I know in reading through your bio and talking to Paul, you've had significant success in expanding market presence, increasing sales revenue, et cetera, in previous roles. I'm curious how you envision these skills translating to 5E's Boron project. What are your plans, basically?
Yeah, when I left the boron sector, I opened my own business, and I built that business up pretty significantly in 5 years. And leaving the boron sector, I was just convinced that there was a better way to run a business. And so I went back to those roots of focusing on family, focusing on customer, as a business model and approach to building my business. And over a very short period of 5 years, we were able to build that business up from a small $1 million business to a $12 million business. And so the current suppliers, I think, have it backwards. I mean, their focus is focusing on money in their pocket and shareholder value, and the employees and the customers kind of become collateral damage in that case. So the strategy that Paul's employed and what I've seen here at 5E is a focus back on the employees, a focus back on the customers, and we've had a chance to vet our approach out in the marketplace over the past couple of weeks, and the marketplace is receiving this very as very refreshing news and a very refreshing way for a borate company to approach the business. So they're rooting for us. They're supporting us. They're hoping we can get up and running. And over the next couple of weeks, I'll be meeting with some of the major customers out in the marketplace. And I think that with that customer reaction and the customer support, I think we're going to be very successful. The U.S. is not blessed with a plethora of resources, and 5E will be the first borate company to launch in this domestic market in over 100 years. And I think it'd be just a huge legacy for me, for Paul, for the entire company to get a domestic resource launched that's focused on the U.S. domestic economy. And that's a huge driver for me and a huge driver for the entire team.
That's great. Now I know, and I'm sure you obviously know too, the extractive industry is pretty close knit. I'm curious, with your track record in managing, securing large contracts, how do you personally approach building and maintaining relationships with clients and potential buyers in the sector?
Yeah, we're going to focus, and under Paul's leadership, we've already started this. We're going to focus on building a reputation of trust, honesty, and transparency in the marketplace when dealing with our customers. And that's going to be different than what they're currently seeing from their suppliers. And with our limited contact we've had with the marketplace, the customers have already commented at how refreshing that approach is. And that's going to be one of our primary goals and strategies, is to focus on those three pillars: trust, honesty, and transparency, both internally with our employees and externally with our customers.
Great. And what do you think, if I have to put you on the spot, what do you think will be most effective in positioning 5E's Boron project for success with the current market?
We're going to, and Paul's been an intimate part of the strategy as well. We're going to segment our market and our customer base so our product offerings can give us the best return on our investment. So our product offering, we're going to optimize the percentage of boric acid to downstream specialty products, so we get the best return on that investment and get the best speed to market. Because some of these specialty materials, although high margin, can be complex to produce and get into the marketplace. So if the speed to market is going to be compromised and pushed out 2 to 3 years, then we're going to make sure we're optimizing that with the downstream derivatives we're choosing. And that balance between boric acid and specialties is going to help us really maximize our shareholder value. We'll do the same thing on the customer side. We'll segment the customer side so that we're looking at partnering with those customers that will bring both us and our shareholders and our customers the highest value in the marketplace. And we've already started that. Paul and I had a great session in the last couple of days of just drilling down and helping segment those customers that we're going to partner with. Being in the borate business for 20 years, the advantage I have is I have contacts with all those major customers, and already have meetings set up over the next few weeks to meet with them. And I think we'll be very successful in that segmentation strategy and optimizing value for 5E.
Great. Now, I know your background includes both corporate roles. You've also done the consulting work you referenced earlier. I'm curious, how do you think each of these halves of your experience will contribute to your role at 5E?
Yeah, I would add into that also that I built and owned a business for 5 years. We built that business up significantly in that period, and with the perspective of both consulting and working for major companies and owning my own business, I think that helps me better understand not only the customer needs, but the needs of the employees internally, and how motivated employees can really help grow and build your business. And I think that, the main thing is it really helps me appreciate how rare the team is here that Paul has built. It's a super motivated team. It operates like a family. Everybody looks after each other. I've had a chance to walk around the plant today, and it's just a very rare thing, especially in this sector, to have built a team like Paul has built since the 2021 that he's been here. And I'm just excited to be a part of it.
Awesome. And Paul, I got a couple questions for you, actually, if you don't mind. First, where'd you find Mark?
So word of mouth, I believe. And we had engaged Mark back in 2021, had kind of consulted on the team. And, I knew that when we got our excellent letter of support, there's now a sprint to secure project finance. And as part of that process, to get the debt underwriting, we're going to need offtake agreements, right? And I had reached out to Mark in August and asked for, hey, are you available? What's your bandwidth like? He said, well, I'm not available in September, but I could be available in October. And for me, I see the culture. It seems you're building from an outside looking in, and want to be a part of that. And the only way I'm really open to helping out is in the capacity of a W-2 employee. And kind of we hit it off really well. He has that entrepreneurial spirit where, as a smaller cap stock, we need do a lot with a little, know that it's investor dollars that are making this work today, and how can we make big things happen. So it was a pretty easy conversation, and couldn't get him here quick enough.
No, that sounds great. Now, obviously, just based on talking to him, there's a bunch of reasons. But if you have to sum it up, what do you think he brings to the organization?
Yeah, I think one, leadership, right, and know-how. put very large contracts in place with really high quality bankable customers. And it's that entrepreneurial spirit, right? Not everyone's built their own business, and having that know-how and that mindset on our team is going to be critical.
That's great. Mark, I'll say really, really nice to meet you. And Paul, pleasure as always to sit down and talk to you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Romeo.